Let's get it!
Broadcasting to you from a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific.
Live in the place to be.
Well, they're actually in the Bay Area.
Yeah,
but they are the premier Pacifica show that shines a spotlight on positive Pacific Islanders.
You listening to the sound.
Role models coming brown every Thursday night at 6.
East to west, we getting hurt.
Brought to you by Pacifica by Design. It's the iconic Faika podcast with your hosts, Naki and Carl.
7, episode 22.
Yep.
All right. I was looking at that amazing intro that our producer Timena has made, and I see that I had hair as recent as a couple of years ago. So nice for Mena to put those out there. I can see the difference between today and just several, not even that long ago.
Right.
Gosh, age just creeping up on us. All right. So what do we got today? Today we have our check-ins. We have our community announcements. We have a Pacifica Proud. And we have in the back half, Aisake Tuiono. And we are going to talk to him about what he's got going on. Bay Area native. So it'll be good to talk to him. What's up, Naki?
Hey. So, man, last week we were busy. We had people in the studio. Wednesday, we had guests. Thursday, I was like, what? We were busy. I loved it though. And then today we have our guest who's going to be checking in virtually, which is still amazing. So we're looking forward to that. IPS protection with Sa'a and Dean and Greg were in here and Aaliyah. So that was good. And then Thursday, Stag Elite, Sam and Cora. We loved having them on. Polynesian Heritage Organization of the Year recipients were in here.
Well deserved.
How about that? Well deserved. And then, so Friday, Samoan Solutions at Limao, their community space in Burlingame. They had Nesian Night Market, which is Pacific Islander vendors, Pacific Islander vendors, food and clothing. It was just selling. It was a market just for Pacific Islanders, Polynesian, Melanesian, Micronesian. So
what'd you get? What'd you get? I know you bought something.
I bought food. That's what I bought. I wore my Mobligated hoodie, my pink one, which nobody has. And everybody's like, oh, where'd you get your hoodie? I didn't see that because Mobligated was there with Levasa.
Did you already have that before you went, or did you buy it?
Yeah,
then?
I had it before. I bought it at Shine. Bought it at Shine because they were at Shine too. So I bought it at Shine. But then when I walked in, I was like, oh, I didn't see that on Mobligated's booth. Then I was like, oh, I think you got to buy it when you see it because they said that they had ran out. And so Mobligated was there, Levasa. And then there was tons and tons of food. I got pierogi, but
were those the famous pierogies that we were after?
Those are the
2018?
famous pierogies that we were trying to get at 2018 or 19. So yeah, I finally got it after all these years.
Been a minute?
Yes.
No U-turns, right?
No U-turns. So I went with Mo, Mena, Miley, and Malia. And it was such a great night. Samoan Solutions did a great job. Lika, who was the head honcho, led that night. And so they weren't expecting that many people because it was their first Nesian night market. And so they didn't, and I honestly didn't expect that many people because I was like, oh, it's their first night. It'll build up. When we pulled up, it was like people were in the street looking for parking. They had to park down, like further down the street. Their parking lot was full. I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited for them. And then we get in, we found a parking in the next building's parking. And we went in there. It was packed. There was so many people there.
Is Pie Fest, where they had the event and they got overrun. Like, so many people wanted to be involved in that,
right?
And there just wasn't enough space. So what a great problem to have, especially
it was a great problem
for their first time out. And I'm sure that's going to become a
So
thing.
yeah, so people didn't, and even the vendors didn't expect it to be so many people. So, like all things dip, they were there. They ran out of food. And then Alici's Kitchen, and she's so funny. So Alici's Kitchen, it was baked goods, homemade baked goods. And she was like, I had brought 4 dozen of these certain kind of cupcakes. And then she said, that should last the whole time. The first customer comes up and buys a dozen. And then she's like, oh my God,
I'm going to run out.
I'm going to run out. I only have 3 dozen left of this this cupcake. And so she said, my cousins were coming over and they're like, oh, let me get a couple. And she's like, no, you can get these anytime. I'm saving these for my real customers.
Family gets cut off.
So she was so funny. She said, no, you guys go away. You can get this anytime. So, and she sold out. She sold out of all her goods. Alici's Kitchen, go follow them. And then for food, so I had pierogies. And then Mo and everyone else had butter and spice, their garlic shrimp that they ran out of at Shine that we didn't get because they ran out.
Did you get some?
No,
what?
I did because they had pierogies. So, but I did have some of Mo's. And then he had. So I got a pierogi. And then
you checked a lot of boxes that day.
Yes, I hit everything. I got a pierogi, and then Mo and the girls went to go eat in the car. So I went to go drop off my pierogi and then go back to go finish up. And then they text me from the car and they're like, can you get some more pierogis? And I was like, why? And they're like, because the one you brought in the car was really good. I was like, oh, hell no.
Dang.
So I bought more pierogis for everybody, but it was a great, great event. Yeah, please. So Alici's Kitchen, Irie's Bites, I mean, just butter and spice, Fat Boy Juice. They had juices there, smoothies. It was a great night. Of course, everywhere I go, I see all my Usos and Cree are at every community event. So that was good.
Shout out to Samoan Solutions for using the space exactly like they said they were going to.
Yes.
They got that space and they made a point to announce it to the community. Like, this is all of our space. This is not just our space.
Right.
And they've done that. They've 100% lived up to, it's a community space. Everybody's welcome. So if you're looking for a space to be in, contact Samoan Solutions, because there's a lot of things going on, and like that's a hub now.
Yeah, they're like
cultural events.
They're like booked. So get a hold of Samoan Solutions. Go to their Instagram page if you'd like to find a space. That's
a cool idea too, because when you go to events, when you go to, I don't know, you go to Shine, right? There's the dancing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the vendors, the booths are a huge attraction, but they're usually they're going to somewhere where there's another,
there's something else going on. Yeah.
Great idea to let's just pass all that.
Right. And it's just vendors. Yeah. It's just vendors. So we went there hungry because we knew there was going to be food. And then Levasa and Mobligated, I think I have everything that they sell because I buy all the time we see them, because of course we love their items, but it's, it really speaks to Shop Pacifica, so look for that. I think it's going to be every third Friday of the month.
Ooh,
but like
nice.
I said, go follow Samoan Solutions Instagram page because they'll update you with all the information. But it was a really good evening, and so I was excited for them.
Were they just in the big room, or were they?
No, they opened up, and then outside was 2 other vendors that served. What are those tacos, Mena, that I like? That you dip. Anyway, they had tacos and whatever else you could eat in there. I didn't
Did you have those too?
There was, because it was a long line, and so I was like,
Mackie and lines.
Plus,
she just doesn't like.
I don't like lines. I'm spoiled now. But it was a long line. I mean, all the places had a long line, but when people turned around, I seen that they had tacos and just a variety of food. So it was really good. So just a quick shout out to John Martin, who's tuning in. Trish, hi Trish. Maka, hi Maka.
Maka?
Yes, Rob.
What's up,
Thank
Maka?
you, Rob, for tuning in. Behind the Lava Lava, Utah's in the house, and then June Swalger. There you go.
June. How you doing,
So
June?
there
That's
you
our
go.
secretary.
Thank you for tuning in. Not my secretary.
No, secretary
Oh,
of the church.
like, you got a secretary? But yeah, so there you go. That was and then Saturday I went to go do Snacky with Nacky because I need to get rid of the money. I hold on to it too long, and
Ooh,
then
tell
I'm
me
like,
about that. Was it on the spur of the moment, or had you
yeah.
decided to?
So I usually forget, but so Mo and I went to breakfast, and then the girl was really nice. She was so nice, and I was like, I know people are nice when they serve, but sometimes you just know this is the
Right.
person. Mo was like, this is her. This is who you got to tip. I was like, okay, and so I had to run to the credit union next door and pull the money, $400. We tipped her $400, but there was not an elderly, is that the nice seasoned
Behind us,
seasoned
behind
person.
the camera, could he see? Because I could see there was an elderly man at the table next to you guys.
Yeah.
that was watching the whole thing.
Yes, he was
it him?
watching the whole thing, and very nice man. He was eating breakfast by himself, and then Jessica was the girl. So we tipped her $400, and she was like in shock. But she's a college student that's working to pay her way through school, and she's the first person in her family to go to college. So I was like, okay, this is her, and we tipped her $400.
I don't know if we can do this, but maybe we can put a link to the Snacky with Nacky, the video.
Oh
that you
yeah,
did
in
we
the
can put that
chat.
in the chat. So if either of our producers can do that,
Yes.
appreciate that.
So the guy next to us, he was eating breakfast alone after we tipped her $400. He watched the whole thing, and I didn't know till after I seen the video. And then he was like, "Oh my God, that was so nice." So I was explaining to him what Snacky with Nacky is, and we ask people for 50 cents to donate 50 cents, and then at the end of, I don't know, our round, which we're on that was round 24, whatever we collect is what we tip the person wherever we go to Snacky. So it ended up being $400. Round 25 is going on right now. If you are listening, you better send me 50 cents. And we make it 50 cents because you have 50 cents in your couch. It's so easy.
To you?
You can Venmo or Cash App, 50 cents, people, 50 cents. And so I think right now I have about $51. So people started sending me 50 cents after the video came out. They just I was like, okay, I'll take it. No. But
so what was the gentleman's take on it all?
He loved it. He loved it. He was like, that's so awesome what you do. And I said, really, I'm the messenger.
Right.
It's everybody sends me the money. And then he's like, but it's such a great idea.
You're the mail person.
I love it.
You're just delivering the mail.
Yes, I'm the mail woman. And so he was such a nice man. And then before we left out, we paid for his breakfast, but we didn't want him to know. We just paid for it and then left. But he was such a nice man. And then
look at you just giving out
I know.
Right and left.
I was like, okay. So anyway, we had a really good time, and it was just breakfast was good. So that was my Saturday. And then Sunday, all day Sunday, I'm trying to like really concentrate on making Sunday my day off. I mean, it doesn't happen, but I'd like to do the least amount of work on Sunday. I think I'm still going to work, but not as much. Like that's my only day off. Like my regular job, Monday through Friday, is like Monday through Friday, and then I work until late with that. And then after that, you and I are usually on a PBD call until it's time to go to sleep, or I'm figuring out stuff for PBD. You're doing stuff. So I'm up until late, Monday through Friday with PBD. And then Saturdays, we're usually PBD. We're at events, and that's an all day thing. And then Sunday, I try my heart. Like this Sunday, I made it a point not to do anything. So hopefully that'll happen. Hopefully Sunday is my day of rest, like it should be. but we'll see. I'm on social media. I think I'm addicted, but
Hmm?
I think I'm
You
addicted.
think?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
think?
So anyway, that
I
was,
think
I
so
know.
too.
And then I've been practicing editing. Like Mena has been helping me edit. And so
I see
I've been
things
doing,
coming out from you.
yes.
I
And then
see.
I'm back on TikTok.
Uh-oh.
So follow me on TikTok. Just go to my Instagram and click and you'll go follow me on TikTok. I'm back on TikTok having fun again. So that was me. How about you?
Well, let's see. So Sunday, I was at church with June, if she's on. And then we've just learning and being there with the language and the songs and all those kind of things. It's just, it's been amazing being involved with that. So that's my Sunday. It's that and rest. I'm the same with you. I mean,
Nice.
it's like,
Mm-hmm.
that's the day to kind of recharge. And then I knew I was going to start a fast this week, but I wasn't sure whether it was going to be Monday or Tuesday. And there's a guy that I had hired at the company. He's been with us 7, 8 years. And his last day is this Friday. So we were going to go have lunch on Tuesday. So I was figuring I'll start my fast on Wednesday because I'm going to go eat with him. Well, Tuesday morning, while I'm having my coffee, he texts and says, "Hey, I can't make it." And I was like, I'm already 12 hours in.
All right.
May as well just go. So at the start of the show, I'm 72 hours fasted.
Awesome.
Not sure how. And I've been kind of with the feeling of I'm just going to go until, my body or God or somebody, or, if I start not feeling well or something, like I'm going to get a note to stop. But man, it's been, my mind has been clearer. I've been spending some time in the sun, walking around, just feeling good. So,
Yeah.
I don't
But you
know.
fast all the time. What's different about this
I
time?
haven't fasted in a while,
Oh,
and most of my fasts are 20 hours, right? So I go 20, and then I do my eating in a 4-hour period. This is the first time I've gone over 24 in a while.
yeah, wow.
So
Yeah. Because you've gone 5 days before.
I've gone 7.
Seven.
Seven's
Mhm.
is my longest. I don't know. I'm feeling good, but at the same time, I'm not tied to, a lot of times when I first started, I'd get past 3 and I'm like 5.
Yeah.
And I would be, just kind of gutting through it.
Mhm.
I haven't been hungry. I have not. I mean, there's one point yesterday where I felt like, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm really hungry. So I had some, I can have broth, coffee, and plain coffee, and olives.
Oh,
So
ugh.
at some point, yeah, I know how you love olives.
I hate
That would help you
olives.
with your fast, not liking
Ew.
olives.
Ain't nobody fasting over here. Do I look like I fast? I do not
But
fast.
my like my blood pressure today, I took my blood pressure, and I have high blood pressure, right? So being type 2 diabetic, being on metformin 2 years ago, coming off of that, and I took my blood pressure today, and it was 117 over 90, no, 74, 111 over 74.
That's good.
It's really good for me. That's normal for you. Like those
Yeah.
those numbers are what you, but that's a problem for me,
Right.
right? When I eat right and I fast and I do this right, it helps me. And I really think that, with the cancer, I just want my body concentrating on that. I don't want
Yeah.
it working on other stuff. So this helps with that. It definitely helps with that. So
Awesome. Good job.
I'll get new numbers here in a couple weeks, and I'm expecting that number to go down. It's been trending up for a while. So
Like a 0.10 of like,
it was below 1
Yeah.
for a long time.
right.
And for almost a year. And then it trended up to 1.1. So
Lord Jesus.
I'm going to get that. I'm going to fix that.
Yeah. Okay. And you celebrated your wedding anniversary this week?
I celebrated my wedding anniversary. That's a sore point because Nick and I aren't big, like, hey, happy, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day. And we always joke.
Has she always been that way?
Always.
Always?
She's always been that way. And so when I first met her, she would say, look, I don't want anything for Valentine's Day or Mother's Day, and I didn't listen. I was like, that's a trap. I'm going. So
yes, that is a trap.
I ain't falling for
Normally, that's a trap.
So I was, I would go get the balloons and the flowers and the chocolate dipped strawberries and the whole thing. And every time she'd be like, why are you doing this?
Right.
Like it doesn't. So randomly, like I don't know, 3 weeks ago, I got her flowers. I got her flowers and a card, and it
just
was not
out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's what she likes to do. But it took a couple of years where I was like, I ain't falling for that. I am not showing up on Mother's Day with a whole bunch of stuff, or not showing up on Valentine's Day. And it took a few years where she was always saying, stop doing that. So our anniversary, we always joke because we've actually missed our anniversary, both of us. Yeah. And been the day after.
Well, I remember one year was your anniversary. You and I were out doing PBD stuff. And then I get home and I realize, did you just spend your anniversary running around doing PBD stuff? And yeah,
she's been in Monterey before for, anniversary, whatever. So it's not like days. We just try to, when we're feeling it, celebrate it.
Yeah.
But we still joke with each other. Who's first to say it, because we always forget.
Yeah.
And I got a couple years running. I had a streak going.
Oh, good.
One of them was with help from my father-in-law. He actually called me the day before and he's like, your anniversary's tomorrow, because he wants me to win, right?
Yeah.
So I'd wake up in the morning and go, happy anniversary. And we, both of us I'd be like, yeah, so that happened on our anniversary. We're both having coffee in the morning and she looks at me and she goes, I got you this year. Happy anniversary. And I was like, dang, I knew it was coming up. So yes, this is our 25th anniversary.
Nice.
25 years ago. And I put this on my social media. Like, I believe she saved my life. I mean,
definitely. She totally did.
Out running around, being dumb when I met her, probably saved my life at that point. And then with cancer, 100%. 100% she helped me find my path to what I'm doing. I mean, part of it is the fasting, right?
Yeah.
That's I was given 3 to 5 years to live, and 5 years was 3 years ago.
Right.
So I'm past my expiration date.
Yes.
And that's because of her, because she's been I want to know what to do, but she helps me find out.
Yeah.
She's a researcher.
And she lets you test stuff.
Yeah.
And you get all fucked up. And then she goes, he had to do it. He won't listen to don't do that. He has to figure it out, fail at it. And then she'll go, okay, do this, motherfucker. Yeah. Just like that. That's how she says it. Do this, motherfucker. You tried your way. It don't work. Now do the right way.
I don't always get the free reign. Sometimes she's like that. We just no. So I tried to, and I got chewed out on this. So I figured out how much, because 3 to 5 years, I'm thinking, well, that foregone conclusion, the longest I'm going to live is 5 years.
Yeah.
So I actually wrote a letter to the insurance company. And
I remember that. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. I was
telling the insurance company, look, here's how much treatment's going to run over a 3 to 5 year period. It's going to be a little over $1 million. I will forego all of that for a check for a third of it. So if you're going to write me a check for $400,000, I will not do treatment and just ride that out. And that way I would have money to do what I needed to.
Jesus, help this man.
To save all the, the family of going through all the stuff. And,
yes.
Luckily the insurance company was like, what?
Who are you
even talking
What country
about?
Are you from?
Like, I can save you money. But luckily they said, you're crazy. And then Nick found out about it. And she was like, I will shoot you. You'll die quickly if you do anything like that again.
Yeah, she's so, because Carl does stuff to the extreme. And so then, and I'm usually next to him when he's doing that. So I'll call Nick and I'll go, should he be? And she's like, if you tell him to stop, he won't stop. He'll just go harder. You got to let him go through the whole thing and figure out that it doesn't work for him. And then he'll try something else. He's got to completely go through a whole thing.
When I talked about fasting at first, it was one of those things.
Yeah.
She was like, you go ahead and let's see how that works.
Well, the keto, remember we did keto and then I forgot what happened.
We both got sick twice.
We kept getting sick. And she was like, no, you motherfuckers know.
You had your fun, no more.
So so we don't do, that's why we don't do keto exactly. Okay.
Yeah, we got sick twice in like
Yeah, we
month,
can, and
like
you
in a
don't
month.
get sick. You don't get sick.
I've
so
been sick those 2 times since I had chemo in 2015. Those are
right.
and COVID.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it.
The times I've been sick.
So anyway, anyway, I'm glad you're here. Good job, Kafuki. Yeah,
Kafuki.
Kafuki. So
I
yeah,
won't say your name.
yeah, I know. You say yeah, because you got to act innocent. Because Mona's on. Mona, hey Mona.
Mona.
Yeah. So anyway, 4th of
Welcome,
July
Mona.
weekend is coming up, and any wonderful plans?
5-5 gets to the house tomorrow night.
Nice.
And got the kids full house. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're all there.
Nice.
So I can foresee a lot of games going on, a lot of yelling and
Mm-hmm.
complaining that that's not a word or this rule or any of those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure those are going to be ringing it throughout the house because when we play,
Yeah, you guys are like
Man.
super smart because you guys play these trivia games and
Wow.
yes, yeah, you guys play trivia games to the extreme, like, and I'm like, I'm at 1+1 level. You guys are like at in 1869, so and so crossed what river? I was like, what the? Yeah, that's you guys are super smart. I'm
We'll
at
argue
like
about the
1+1.
river.
Right there, you go. See,
Well, yeah, we actually say phones have to go down. Put
Yeah.
the phones down. So nobody's
Lord
cheating, nobody's
Jesus.
trying to win because somebody would try. Our family will try to win, except me. They hate when I play because I
Yeah.
like the kids to win,
You let everybody and their mama win.
and everybody gets mad when they're not recipients of it.
I know. Hey, Lena Manulele was on,
Hi, Lena.
and our Mona
Board
and
member.
Amelia. Good morning, Amelia, or good afternoon, Betty Palmer. Hey, Betty. Thank you so much. So we have a guest today, so I'm so excited. So I think we should go quickly through the community announcements
right.
so we can bring our guest on. I'm so excited.
I see. I got the long one again. I need to pay
Yes.
attention
And
to
it's
the
not,
agenda.
but it's not that long. So go.
I need to pay attention to the
There you
agenda so I
go.
can switch names around. Pacifica Boss Up is a summer enrichment entrepreneurship program that aims to support, empower, and foster the future generations of Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander entrepreneurs in San Mateo County. The program will introduce participants to the basic steps and skills needed to launch and maintain their own business. Learners will participate in project-based hands-on learning and meet Pacifica business professionals. Pacifica Boss Up is open to Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander youth in 7th through 12th grade who live and work or go to school in San Mateo County. The date for the program is June 26th to July 28th, so they are in it right now. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Le Maota. We just talked about where Le Maota is. Register by clicking the link on Samoan Solutions IG page.
Awesome. Pacific Feast Festival is happening July 8th and 9th at the Plaza de Cesar Chavez in San Jose. It is a 2-day festival with lots and lots and lots. And you can see all the artists there. Sammy J, Spawn Breezy, The Jets, that's on Saturday, and then Common Kings and Fiji and Drew Deasy and Hi Guy Lai, like all fabulous art, like tons and tons of
All the
artists.
music you want to listen to.
All the music you want to listen to. To my Dance Academy will be performing.
Who's in
Plenty
that?
of vendors.
Somebody we know is in the Altamai Dance Academy.
Reno and Heavenly, it's their dance academy. And my baby is
Mhm.
dancing. Evie is dancing. So lots of food, lots of vendors. Go to pacificfeatsfestival.com to get your tickets now.
Latino Task Force and Salt Association San Francisco is having middle school's summer program for 1 week, Monday, August 7th through Friday, August 11th. Must be a San Francisco Unified School District student, rising middle schooler, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 150 Executive Park Boulevard, Suite 2450 in San Francisco. Register now to enroll or contact Now Final at 415-949-1323 or AFINAU, AFINAU at BACR.org.
Awesome. All my Usos Family Day is happening August 19th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Gilman Park in San Francisco. It is a free a free family event. Free for the whole family, tons and tons of
Is
stuff.
it all free?
It's all
Everything?
free. The food is free, at free entertainment. They'll have STEM activities, jumpers, school supplies, and so much more. Contact Christine Malia with any questions, or if you want to table, Christine at allmyusos.org. There you go. And we'll be tabling. We'll be boothing.
We'll be there.
Ooh, we'll be boothing there.
Boothing.
Boothing. There you go.
Talofa everyone, this is Auntie Lena speaking, so please listen up. There's a disease out there that's killing our people. It's called hepatitis B. 1 out of 12 immigrant Pacific Islanders are infected with hepatitis B in the US, and it makes you 100 times more likely to get liver cancer. Two-thirds of those infected don't know it because there are often no symptoms until it's too late. Ask your doctor for a Hep B test today or call us at 510-674-5843 or visit us at sfhepbfree.org. Find us on Facebook and leave a message. A 5-minute test can save your life, so just do it. This message brought to you by SF Hep B Free.
And there you go. Our guest is here joining us virtually. Aisake Tuiono, aka Kep, is the co-founder of Elite Financial Team. Kep is from the Bay Area. Is a native of the. Hey, there you go. There you go.
Hey,
Native
hi,
from the Bay
Mackie.
Area. Nice, nice, nice. Is a co-founder for Elite Financial Team. We're happy and excited to have you here to share everything that you know, and what your team is all about. So, Kep, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your family, where you grew up, and what's going on?
Um, First and foremost, thank you guys for having me on, and putting my team on the platform that you guys have. Um, so my name is Kep Tuiono. I'm named after my dad. My dad's name is Aisake Tuiono. Um, he's he came here from Tonga. My mom is Samoan, and her name is Fiova'ai Laupua Tuiono. So shout out to
Nice,
my mom and dad. Um, but yeah, I'm the co-founder with Nia Unga, who's also my partner, and I got to give her credit because me and her started this thing together about 18 months ago, and
nice.
um, and now we're here. It's been a crazy ride, but I'm excited. This work has definitely been it hasn't been easy, but it's been definitely worth it. I love what we do. I love just finding my passion, and doing something that I'm passionate about. And it's always been giving back. So Elite Financial Team's been educating on financial literacy. We've been doing conferences. We're on our third conference right now that we're going to hold in Hawaii, August 26th. And
Nice.
shout out to everybody in Hawaii. We got a team out there. Shout out to Capono and Ashley. And big shout out to Tawa. Tawa is a real estate investor out there in Hawaii, helping the community get into homes. He's buying and flipping homes out there. But we're linked up with him, and he's doing some amazing work right now and been pushing us to be our best.
Yeah.
But I want to slow down a little bit and just thank you guys for having me on.
Oh my
I've been following
gosh.
you guys for like a couple years now, and I see the value you guys bring. What you guys are doing is amazing. Just creating this platform for other PIs to come on and share their knowledge has been huge. You know.
Oh, it's awesome. And we love the financial part of your company. Can
Yeah.
you tell us what you do, what Elite Financial does to help our community?
So right now we're a grassroots nonprofit. We started from just an idea. I shot it to Nia and she was like, "Yo, let's do it." So Nia has been in the finance space for about 15 years as a financial advisor, and I known her since high school. And when I reached out to her, I was like, "Hey, this is something that nobody's providing for our community, and I think we need to start this up." And she instantly believed in it from the very beginning. So if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair talking to you right now. But what we do is we just go around and we just educate. Our biggest thing is just education. We don't ask people for money. A lot of times when we reached out to other communities and just say, hey, we got some education. We think this is important, and if you want to listen or learn more, reach out. And we
Mhm.
got a lot of like, our PI community is very skeptical. They
Yes.
think that we're trying to sell them a pyramid scheme or something, and I have to like explain to them like, I don't want your money, and I'm not going to tell you where to put your money, but you need to know how money works, right? We This is like education that we didn't get when we were in school. This is why I'm so
Exactly.
this is why I'm so passionate about it. Like, so a little story about myself, right? I haven't been in the finance space. When I was young, those that know me know that I grew up pretty rough. I came from a loving Polynesian home with strong family values, but I always ran to the streets. So I was in and out of jail since I spent my adult life in and out of jail and in and out of prison. I
Mm,
just came home about 3 years ago from doing a 10-year prison bid.
mm,
And doing that prison bid, I had a lot of time to like sit down and reflect. And I'll tell you right now, I want everybody that's listening, the book that I read that turned the light bulb on for me was Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. As soon
mhm.
as I read that book, the light bulb came on in my head, and I was like, whoa, something's wrong. They haven't been teaching us this. And why haven't they been teaching us this? Right. And I knew that something was wrong with the system, right? And shout out to Eddie Zhang, because Eddie Zhang with New Breath Foundation, somebody who's also been in prison, been one of my mentors, and he talks about systemic change, right? And I love it. I love what he's talking about he did a speech at EMAC. Shout out to EMAC. Shout out to Jasmine Delafosse out there. Shout out to
Hey,
Brittany and
Jazz.
PCRC for inviting
Mhm.
us to that table. That was a great event. But
That was.
he did a really good speech about systemic change and how we need to come together collectively to make this change, right? It starts at the grassroots level. But that was the book that turned on the light bulb, and it put me down this rabbit hole of learning more about finances. But I knew that I couldn't just talk about it. I had to bring somebody on that looked like me, that can speak to our community. And this is where Nia came to play. And I tell her all the time, I'm telling you, God spoke to me and told me to text you and ask you this, and she jumped on board like this. And now we got a team of about 10 people. Shout out to my team. They've been working with us for about 2 years now, and man, shout out to them, because I wouldn't be sitting here without them either. So my team is amazing, but we just have a big heart for our community,
How
for our
did you
Pacific Island community.
how did you put your team together? That's a big team because I
Yeah,
mean grassroots
yeah.
usually is one or two people for a couple of years and then people are coming on. How did you assemble your team?
Just networking, man. Yeah, I promise. I just seen people on Instagram, on Facebook, or I heard through word of mouth. Man, maybe you should reach out to this person. Maybe you should reach out this person, and I'll just pick up the phone and call them and say, "Hey, my name is this. This is what I think about. This is what I'm thinking about doing. Are you interested?" And the ones that have the heart, gravitated. It was like a magnet. They just came and was like, "Yo, I love this. I love this idea. Let's put it together and get down." So I'm excited to say that we got into a high school. So now we're going to be doing a 6-week curriculum at Newark Memorial High School. That's one of
I
our
love
biggest.
it.
Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Shout out to Barry Damani. That's my brother right there, pastor in Newark, who's also on the team and teaches leadership and emotional intelligence, and how that plays a part in making financial decisions. But he's the one who connected us with Newark Memorial. We went over there and did a little course, and the teacher loved what we were doing and said, "Hey, you interested in doing the 6-week curriculum?" I said, "Absolutely."
Yes.
'Cause, it
Well,
starts at home. I believe it starts at home. It starts with the parents. It starts, if we could get to the kids as young as they can and get them to understand some of the terminology, start to understand how money really works. I believe it can really make a difference in their life and bring freedom.
I
Because
think
that's
that one of the things that people don't understand that like well, first of all, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Think and Grow
yes,
Rich,
yes.
How to Win Friends and Influence People, like
Dale
those are
Carnegie.
life-changing books. So if there are, people are thinking about like, hey, where do I dip my toe in the water? Those are the kind of books that do the things that happen with you. It turns on the light bulb.
Yeah,
But I don't think people really understand that it's not what you make, it's what you save.
yeah,
And there are people that, make money and they're just not like the rule of 72 and compound interest and those kind of things. If
Yeah.
you put that to work early on in your life, like it
Oh yeah.
doesn't, I mean, it's good to make more money, but you can do things that not make a huge amount of money and still be set for retirement if you
Oh
start
yeah.
at the time that you're talking to the kids. So when you're talking to them, obviously there's mental health, there's making good
Oh yeah.
financial decisions, those kind of things, but are you getting into at the high school level, are you getting into like the mechanics of things like the rule of 72 or compound interest and that kind of thing?
Oh yeah, all of that. Compound interest is huge. Even assets and liabilities is something that we teach the kids because, and the kids nowadays they're a lot smarter than we were when we were growing up, and
Hmm.
and I believe these kids, like I talk to my 10-year-old all the time, and I've been preaching it to to her so much that she starts reciting it back to me, and I'm like,
Nice.
I
Then you know.
know you're smart. I know it's clicking. By the time she gets to like 18, 19 years old, she's going to already understand some of the terminology
Yes.
that I've been putting in her ear. So I know these kids can pick it up quickly. We just need to give them the right information. You know, um, I believe a lot of the systems are a little bit flawed, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if we can, instead of trying to fight the system, I think if we create our own, I like being the creator.
I love that.
I don't want to fight the system. I'm done with fighting systems. I
Yeah.
think we need to find a
Yeah.
new way, right?
Well,
Yeah,
I love that they don't teach you how to take care or handle your money in school.
right,
They just don't teach you the information that you need, like a
right.
IRA account, 401k. Like
Yeah,
that's what we all know. Nobody taught us about that
yeah,
in school. So I'm happy. Is this the kind of things that you guys are going into the high schools and teaching the kids about that they
yeah,
won't learn? Yeah.
yeah. That's definitely part of the curriculum. We have so much curriculum, and shout out to Nia again, and shout out to the rest of the team who's been working on the curriculum. I know that's going to be a huge part, but definitely all the stuff that you mentioned is definitely in the curriculum. We're just trying to work out the best way that'll make it easy to digest for these kids, right? But like I said, when we went into the school, these kids were already picking it up. They were asking
Mm,
great questions, and they're hungry for this knowledge, right?
yes.
I wanna better prep them for when they come out into the real world, and how to handle their money and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm so
I'm
excited. I'm excited
excited.
to be on this podcast with you guys. I'm not gonna lie, I watched all your episodes.
Ooh, so
So
you're the one.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you're the
that's me.
one. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
It's awesome. Now, the curriculum that you're showing the kids, well, like, no, they don't talk about any money. Like, I know in high school they talked to me about stocks and bonds and a little bit about that. And to me, I didn't learn anything about it until many
So
moons
I think
later.
I
Yeah.
think to your point, Naki, it's different. Would have been different if a Pacific Islander, if a Samoan was talking to you and telling you that it's
Mm,
important, you
yes.
might go, oh,
Listen.
well, that this must make sense because I can relate to that person versus somebody saying something and you're like, what time is the bell gonna ring? When am I gonna get out of here?
Right.
So
right?
I think those are, when we talk about generational curses and those kind of things
Mm,
of, is it bondage of poverty? Then it's going to be us. And to your point, fighting the system doesn't work. Like knowing the rules of the game, like what are the rules of the game? Like the rules
Yeah,
of the money game. If I know, then I can play within the system and win.
right.
If you don't know, man, if you that's like trying to play basketball and you don't know the rules, right? You grab the
right.
ball and
Yeah,
you run, they're like tweet traveling,
yeah,
and then you don't, you know what I mean? Like if you don't know the rules, you can't really play. You can't even get on the field. So
right.
so important that what you're doing at that early age, because some of
Yeah.
those things I didn't figure out till, I'm already tens of thousands in debt and
Yeah.
Mm,
retirement is like, what? I can't pay my bills. How am I going to save anything? So, I
Mhm.
mean, you're getting at
Yeah.
you're getting them at the right time.
Yeah, great point. Because mind you, I didn't read Rich Dad Poor Dad until I was mid 30s,
yeah.
and I didn't understand what an asset and a liability was, and that's what I was like, something's wrong here. Something's definitely wrong. And a big influence of mine when I came home was Earn Your Leisure, what EYL is doing is for their black community is financial literacy. They're a media company, but they preach financial literacy. But I remember seeing their podcast, and they had a pair of Jordans up there, and then they had the book, and then they were just talking about finance. And I seen that, and I was like, "Oh, we can do that for our community."
Yeah.
That's when the idea hit me. It was like, "Oh, we can do that." And I think we could do it better because what I love about our PI community is that we were raised with family values. That's so important, especially in the time that we live in right now. We live in some crazy times. It's crazy, but it's exciting at the same time. And I think that we need to go back to our roots and really hold strong to those family values,
Mm.
but add to our culture by adding the financial literacy part so we can thrive out here in this country that we came to. 'Cause a lot of us are what, first, second generation out here. We haven't
Yes.
been out here that long. A lot of other cultures been here for centuries, many moons before we did, and we're just barely starting to catch on. So it's
I think
it's exciting.
those are things that when you think about it in terms of being a wage-based society, which a capitalist society is, right?
Right.
There's Pacific Islanders that aren't maybe 3 generations removed, two
Right.
generations removed from being in a self-sustaining environment, right? Not
Right.
wage-based, right?
Yeah.
So to learn that and learn what are the rules of this game, but I think that you really hit the nail on the head that if you can put the message in the culture, the
Yeah.
message is going to get there. If you're
Yeah.
from outside of the culture and you're like Tanaki's point, there's somebody teaching that stuff, but didn't resonate. So
Right.
I don't really listen. Right.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of these things have to be done. Like, how do I put the messaging or that energy into the culture and let the culture put it in our community versus, having somebody, you can have the smartest person come in. If we can't relate to them,
Yeah.
that's like what is it?
Waste of
Peanuts?
time.
Wah,
Yeah.
wah, wah,
Yeah.
wah.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Great
listening.
point.
Nobody's listening, but I love it. I love now you guys, how did you guys were mentioned in 60 Minutes, KQED? How did that happen? Well, how did that
Um.
happen?
Oh, so that's was a lot of programs that I was taking while I was in prison. So when I was in prison, I was taking so many groups and self help classes, and shout out to Richie Reseda who started the success stories and brought in 60 Minutes to kind of highlight what we were doing in there. Shout out to all the groups in there. Shout out to the brothers in there that's still in the struggle, trying to come home, and shout out to all the brothers that just came home. Please reach out, man. We're here to help. But yeah, that's how it came about. It was just being in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. I think like I never thought I'll be in 60 Minutes or KQED, but they did shoot a couple pieces about some of the groups that we were in there. But man, doing 10 years, that's probably the best thing that happened to me.
Mm,
It really saved my life. And I don't look at my prison time as a negative. I think what I've been through, I had to go through so I can see what was wrong. I
yes.
can see what was wrong in the world because I always knew something was wrong. Even when I was young, I felt it. I felt like
Hmm.
I was a system that I didn't fit into. So I always rebelled. That's why I always rebelled from. I just never conformed. I'm not one to conform. And going to prison really made me sit down. God sat me down and made me reflect on my life. And I lost my dad in 2015, and that was a turning point in my life where I had to make some changes. I
Mm,
did a lot of self-evaluation and self-help groups really helped me. Mental health was huge, and then surrounding myself with people that was going to help me be the best version of myself. So when I came home, I was very intentional about getting around people that I wanted to be like, and
yes.
that's so big, right?
So important, right?
Yeah,
It's so important. I
yeah. That's
when
why I
I
love being here with you guys, seeing all the people that you guys be around, and it's really helped me navigate, this nonprofit space that I'm in
I
now. And
think it's a
go ahead.
mindset, right? So
Oh, absolutely.
when you were in prison, you decided you were going to do self-help. So you were taking the right classes. You got in your mind how things are going to be.
Yeah,
And it's always inspiring to me to see people get out and
yeah,
succeed. You know what I mean? Because there's plenty of people like you said, like I needed that, and I don't look at it as a negative. And like things happen, we always, Naki and I always say, things happen for us, not to us, right? So
Absolutely.
when there's adversity there, look at it and go, all right, it doesn't feel real good right now, but somehow like God he put me in this
Yes.
situation. So coming out, and then that's a big, some people are gonna see that as insurmountable. I'm never gonna get back into society and become a productive member of that. Talk about your mindset coming out and saying, hey, I've built some things. I'm gonna be, like you said, I like that word, intentional. But
Yeah.
how did you build yourself when you got out?
What was big for me was just having the right perspective. Coming home and I see a lot of people who come home and they feel a little discouraged. They feel displaced, especially if you've been down for double digits. It's hard to come home and try to reintegrate
Mhm.
into society. And for me, it was like not everybody can go and sit down and do 10 years in prison.
Right.
So for me, it was like a flex. It was like, look, if I could go through that, I'm free now. There's nothing out here that can, discourage me. I'll go and fail. I'll take
Mhm.
no's. I'll take L's and turn them into losses. Right. So when I was reaching out to everybody and saying, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing, I got a lot of no's, but I got a lot of yeses too.
Yes.
And it was the yeses that kept me going. It was the people that said, man, I love what you're doing. Keep pushing. And even the ones that said, I can't join you right now, but I love what you're doing. Keep going. So
Awesome.
it was really getting around the right people. I think that's so important, is getting around
So
people that's going to push you to greatness. And man, leave all the other stuff alone. I stayed away from all the people that I used to hang around with before.
yeah.
And I'll tell you,
No
I noticed,
offense,
It's
you know what I
hard,
right?
mean? No offense, but
right?
I'm a different person now. I'm a
Yeah,
different person now.
That's hard to do. I mean,
it
because
is.
like, if you're just, that's what right? And then you're like, I just got to find a different way.
Yeah.
I always believe, like, if I'm not around people that are challenging me
Mm,
and like being what I want to be, and I'm not inspired by them,
Oh yeah.
then I'm just stagnant. At best, I'm stagnant. I might be actually regressing and going backwards. But
Right.
if people aren't around me, and so to your point, find the people that you want to be like, in a mindset, in a mentality, in what they're doing, or any of those kind of things. Be around them, and that's going to help you. Versus being around people where, like, if I'm the smartest person in the room all the time, I'm in the wrong
You're in the
rooms.
wrong room.
I'm in the wrong
right.
rooms.
Yeah.
So, and if I'm not inspired by people that interact with on a daily or weekly basis, I got to find new people to interact with. So
Oh yeah.
good for you for seeing it that way. And now trying to help other people with this. So that's a
Uh,
nonprofit world isn't for everybody, right?
yeah. Yeah.
That's a whole different animal. Any surprises that you found out going into, since you've been in the nonprofit world?
Yeah, so I haven't been in the nonprofit space. So I would say about a few months in of our team meeting every week, we had that, discussion of like, do we want to be a for-profit or nonprofit? And at first, most of the team was saying for-profit, but I understand business, and if you're going for-profit, it's like sales is big, right? You have
Mm,
to sell, or if you're not going to be in business very long. And the numbers on new businesses is not great. 9 out of 10 don't make it. After 10 years, 9 out of those 10 don't make it. And I wanted to keep it purpose driven. So I said, we're going nonprofit. And now that I got into the nonprofit space, I love it. But some of the surprises was like seeing some people that's already been in the nonprofit being a little burnt out
yeah.
of the
Mm-hmm.
nonprofit space. And it was
Yes.
kind of surprising to me. I'm like, is it, well, I don't know what it is yet, but I know I don't want to be burnt out, so I'm gonna enjoy the journey through and through. But yeah, that was the biggest surprise, was seeing some of the people that's been in the space for a long time kind of feeling burnt out. Um, but I'm excited. I love being in nonprofit space, but because it keeps it purpose driven for me. You know, there's no amount of money that can pay me to get the feeling that I get when I help people and help their families.
Well, purpose is what drives you, right?
Oh yeah,
That's what's gonna, that you can do that long term. Like, I can read a
Yes.
book and get motivated,
yeah,
but if that's what motivates me, pretty soon I'm gonna need to read a new book, and then I'm gonna
right,
need to listen to a new podcast, and I'm
Right.
gonna need to, find some other thing. But the purpose, you know, religion's that way, right? It's
Yeah.
different. You know what I mean? You can go, you can recharge, but there's a purpose behind the whole, the whole thing.
Yeah.
So good for you to have that vision of like, how am I going to sustain this
Yeah.
through the nonprofit?
Real quick, we have Britt Awful who's checking in. She said, I want to be like EFT and have my money grow. So yeah, us too, Britt. Us too. Us too. Big Goose Radio is checking in. Big
Hey.
Goose said, can you please preach to Carl about his Steelers? Oh, that's a whole different topic.
Oh my gosh. They had
Oh,
that.
sorry.
So shout out to Big Goose Radio. They had a mukbang last night and I was laughing because I went in there like 50 hours fasted, and then I was like, ooh, let me check out Big Goose Radio, and they're just chowing down and eating. I'm like, can't stay here too long. I'm gonna have to go.
Then they're in Washington. They would be a good podcast too, because they can share.
Yep.
They're in the state of Washington and they have a
really?
big following. Yes, they do. So
Shout out to Big
that's
Goose.
Boog and Manny. So hey, that's Boog who's critiquing your Steelers, by the way.
Well, I had to talk about that hat. Like
Yeah.
you're a Bay Area fan, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just
All
all
day.
that blue. Like
Faithful.
at first, I was like, when you first came on, I'm like, is that a Dodgers? No, okay.
No.
Yeah,
I get a lot of. I get that a lot.
no. Oh, we gotta go if that's a Dodgers.
No, I'm not a Dodger fan. I'm definitely a Bay Area fan. I love all
Nice.
the Bay Area teams.
Yes.
But back then it was like if you liked a certain team, they only had that logo with that
Yes.
color.
Yep.
Now they
It
change it
wasn't
up.
until when they changed it to different colors, I was like, oh, finally I can wear my team's logo with different fits.
Yes.
So I love wearing different colors with the logo, with the San Francisco logo. But I'm
Yeah,
definitely
back
a
in the
Niner
day, you
fan.
couldn't find a blue hat with
No,
a
you couldn't
SF.
find it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nope.
They just
we
didn't make
ain't
it.
happy about that.
But yeah, shout out to Brittany. Love you, sis. That's my family too, and she's been able to help me navigate the nonprofit space as well because she's been in that space for a while with
Oh yeah.
PCRC. And shout out to Melissa and Donna for letting us table at her event. But
Yes.
I love going to those events and meeting people, and that's kind of in the same space. And like,
Yeah. And you get
um,
so much great information there,
Mhm.
and you get to
Connections.
connect with people.
oh, yeah,
So yes, that was a great event. I
great
met
event.
you there in person.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was a great event. So you're in these high schools. Are you trying to get into more high schools? And can your
Absolutely.
team handle going to 5 more high
They're
schools?
going to Hawaii.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
We're going to Hawaii, but 5 more high schools is gonna be challenging, and,
Yeah.
we're
You have to
definitely
grow your
gonna
team
need
then, huh?
yeah, we're gonna have to grow our team, but you know what they say, it takes a village. So
Yes.
anybody out there that's listening who wants to join this movement, please reach out because it's definitely a movement, and it's gonna take all of us to me my why is my grandkids, right? My
Yeah.
great-great-grandkids that's not even born yet. And then
Yes.
in order for them to live the life that we wanted, the real freedom, trust me, I've been in prisons. When I came home, there's people who's locked up mentally
Yeah.
that's
So,
out here in
and
the
get
free
out
world.
and are still locked up mentally.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
So in order to change that, it's gonna take all of us. So I'm calling everybody out. Anybody who thinks financial literacy is important, please reach out because it's definitely gonna be a movement.
It's important to know, but to your point, it's even
Yeah.
more important to share, right?
Yes.
Because if you know, then reach back and help pick somebody else up. If you
Yeah.
got there, then help somebody else get there.
Yeah. And shout out to my Uso Island Nav, man.
Oh my
Uso
God, they're
Bye,
doing great
bye,
things, right?
man.
They're in North Shore. I'm like,
They're
what?
huge,
That's
huge, big response.
badass. That
Yeah.
is badass.
And man, he sends me and my Toko Berry every morning like motivational text to keep us going, keep us
Nice.
motivated. So shout out to him for paying it forward. That's what it's about is reaching back, like Carl said, reaching back and paying it forward.
Yes.
I love it.
They
But
are
yeah,
awesome. So proud of them.
they're doing some great work. Shout out to
Great.
oh, I got some people that you need to talk to
Oh,
that I
yes. Send
think
me the list. Send
I
me
will
the
send
list.
you a list of the network that I think
Yes.
would love to come on here and spread some love because uh, being in this space, man, and just reaching out to people, I got some amazing feedback from some really influential people that are Pacific Island that I think you guys
Yes.
should definitely connect with. And I think,
Definitely.
yeah, Shout out to Laura
Definitely.
Stahl. There's this one lady named Laura Stahl. I gotta give her credit because she's one of our mentors as well, and she's been keeping us going. But doing some amazing work out there in the Middle East.
Oh,
More on
nice.
a global level, like this
Right.
lady is a warrior of love, and I think if she can come on your podcast and bless your audience, would be great. But I got a long list for you guys.
Yeah, send it to me. Send it to
Yeah,
me. It's so
absolutely.
awesome. We're so grateful for the work that you and your team are doing, and you continue to grow and grow and grow. And to see you tabling at these events is just, it's been a blessing for not only the community, but listening to your story and to see how far you've come is just, it's amazing to watch you grow. So, congratulations on all your success.
Thank you, Nike. Thank you, Carl, for having me on.
Hey, that makes a
Um,
good day when I find somebody and talk and can be inspired,
yeah,
and to see, the adversity, the resiliency,
yeah,
that you have, and where you're at, and then you're not only doing it for yourself, like you're helping. That's inspiring, and
You're helping others.
that's part of
Yes.
being around the right people. There's a
yeah,
selfish piece of PBD, right? The podcast, we're just around people like yourself, and then you're
yeah,
going to share, names of other people that are like you that you want to be around, and we get to
yeah,
have conversations with them. So
Yeah.
yeah.
there's a piece of this that we soak up on our end, but we couldn't do what we do without a whole bunch of great people out there. Otherwise, we'd have a show and it'd just be Naki and I talking to each other.
Ain't nothing great
Nobody
over.
can,
Ain't nothing
that's
great
it.
over here. Ain't nothing
Oh,
great
don't
over
cut
here.
yourself short.
That's
You guys are amazing.
why, that's why we have guests, because ain't
Uh,
nothing happening over here. But we're so great. Now, if people want to get a hold of you or they want to join your team, how can they do that?
reach out to us on Instagram. We're heavy on Instagram. Shout out to Vi and Crystal out of Oakland. They're on our team as well. They do all our social media stuff. They do all our media stuff. And we are also on our website, elitefinancialteam.org. Reach out, let us know who you are. We'd love to help. And man, we're just helping people. We're
Yeah.
not charging you anything. If you need some advice, we're doing consultations and we can help. You know, if you need
I
help, we can
love that.
connect you with people. A lot of people in the real estate space. Shout out to Max Moala and shout out to Shane, another one of our mentors, big in the real estate game. And again, shout out to Tao. He's doing some amazing work out there in Hawaii. Hawaii, here we come.
Here we
Hawaii,
come.
we coming.
And when will you be in Hawaii?
August 26th, we're going to be
August
doing
26th.
our next shift conference in the island of Oahu. We'll be doing heavy promoting on Instagram and mainly Instagram is where we promote at. But
So Naki's our social media director. So we play on Instagram. Let us know how we can help promote. But here's a point to be made with the audience. Anybody listening right now or listening later, if your money's not right, like reach out. And there's no everybody, people who know money. Warren Buffett is
Right.
always trying to learn. He's like,
yeah,
I don't know, 20th richest man in the world. Like they're all trying to learn. So if your money's right or it's not right, there may be better things you can do, or the things, the concepts and the principles that Aisake is teaching and his group is teaching, that's applicable for all situations, all financial
yes,
situations. You don't
Mhm.
have to be, investments and those kind of things, or you don't have to be, I don't know, broke, right? Like no matter what position you're in,
Whatever
it can help.
financial
Right,
level you're
right.
at,
yeah,
right?
yeah. We
Kep can help.
definitely,
Kep and his team can help you.
yeah,
I love it.
absolutely,
So reach
absolutely,
out to them on Instagram.
yeah,
And is it Elite Financial Team?
yeah.
EFT? All right.
EFT on Instagram. Yeah, definitely reach out. We
Awesome.
love to help. Also got some other stuff coming up next year that we would love your guys' help with. We're going to be doing
100%.
we're going to be running a festival next year, and let me be the first to say it's going to be an Invest Fest. We were thinking about a Poly Invest Fest, but I think it should be Pacifica Invest Fest.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
we're going to bring a bunch of different elements to the festival, but centered with education. So got a lot of people.
Please let
We
us
want to be part
know.
of that.
Please let us
Yeah,
know.
Yeah.
yeah,
Let us know. Let us know early so I can
yeah.
plan.
Well,
Is
look,
Oh
it
yeah.
will be in the Bay
you talk
Area?
about August. Like
Oh yeah.
that's refreshing, because a lot of things we get involved with, they're like calling us going, hey, can you promote this? When is it? Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, we can, but we're not going to be as effective as we
Sure.
would have been if we would have had the information months ago. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're setting up trips halfway around the world, and
yeah,
they're 2 months away.
Yes,
So
get me that
yeah.
flyer. Give
yeah,
me the information and we can share it every week.
Yeah, we're in the talking. We're still kind of in the talking stages right now,
Yeah.
but we got enough people around it that we can make it happen. Shout out to Eiley. Oos, Eiley, we're gonna connect. Eiley will help start the IRF, so we're meeting with him again,
Nice.
trying to get
Mhm.
him out to kind of put this together. But we got all the pieces already. We just need to come together and do
Very
the planning.
nice.
I'm excited.
I'm
Excited.
excited for you. Yes, please reach out and however we can help, let us
Yeah,
know. Maybe we can have your team on before your big festival and
oh yeah,
then just give us the date and we'll try our hardest to be there or we will be there.
absolutely.
Especially if there's food, I'll be there.
Oh, there's definitely gonna be food.
There's always food
Yeah.
at a PI event. But
Oh, and
Kep,
shout
thank
out
you.
real quick, shout out to we will be at Pack Feats. Shout out to Leanna
Mm.
Yay.
for giving us another shot at this. We'll be there. So if anybody got any questions, we'll be live at Pack Feats next
That's
weekend.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love the Pacific Feeds. We will be there July 8th and 9th. You will see Kep and his
Yes.
team. They'll have all
Yes.
kinds of resources. They'll have a booth there. Stop by and
Yes.
see his team and get some advice or some
Yeah.
financial help.
Yeah. Come get some resources. Or
Yes,
share
Kep,
some
thank you.
resources. Yeah. Love
Thank
it.
you so much for joining us this evening. We're going to let you get back to dinner and your family. We're going
Thank
to
you so
share all
much.
your information. Thank you so, so much for joining us and sharing your journey with
We'll
us.
see you in a week.
Yes, we'll
Yeah.
see you
See
at
you next
Pacific
week.
Feeds. I'll come look for you. I'll come look for you.
Absolutely. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you.
Take
All
care.
right.
God bless you.
Have a
Thank
blessed
Bye bye.
evening.
God
you.
bless. Bye bye.
Yay. Awesome.
Wow,
And
that's
the
needed.
crowd goes wild.
That's needed.
Yes.
That's
Well, we
information
always
and
talk about,
services.
you always
Yeah.
talk about, well, you don't always talk about money, but when we talk
The
about money,
rules of the money game.
it's the lack of knowledge that people have where they struggle. And I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
We're all getting there.
Yeah, we're all getting there. So I love that. That's a great job. Elite Financial Team. Please go look them up. Go follow them on Instagram. Learn everything that they got the education to teach y'all what you need to do to at least stay afloat. Stay afloat. Get better than
Mhm.
afloat.
Well, and that's the good thing is the concepts that they teach are applicable to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you're at.
And our mindset has to
Right.
change too. So I love that they're doing it. Please go follow them on Instagram. Get all the information that you need from them. We all need it. We all need it. So there you go. There you go. Yay.
Information's always good. Always good to get
Information's
more
always good.
information.
Thank you, Kep and his team. So, your Pacifica, do you have a Pacifica
I have
Proud?
a Pacifica Proud.
Mhm.
I was, scouring the interwebs,
Yeah.
and I came across a Brigham Young University biology graduate student
Mm.
that became a certified dementia practitioner and researcher,
Oh, nice.
Justina Tavana. And she is Samoan. And because she saw what her aunts were going through with
Mhm.
Alzheimer's and dementia, she just felt like there wasn't enough services out there. There wasn't enough information. So, and we always talk, there she is. We always talk about, hey, when we see something that's not there and we don't have it, we make it, right?
Right.
So she's out there trying to gather data, right? So most of the surveys and the information that's done with Alzheimer's and dementia is done on white people,
Yeah.
right? That's the majority of the data
Right.
that's gathered, which, great. I'm not saying it shouldn't be done, but there should be data for us as well. So she's a piece of that, but I was just inspired by her because it was her aunts. Her aunts were diagnosed too late. No one knew what they
Mhm.
suffered from, and symptoms couldn't be managed. And after they passed, she didn't want to just move on. So she decided to do something about it. So Justina Tavana, you are my Pacifica Proud this week.
That's us. You're both of our Pacifica Prouds this week.
You are PBD's, the Faika
Yay.
podcast, Pacifica Proud. And it just is so I know it's just touching. It's touching for her to see what her aunts are going through and thinking like I could do something to help lessen this for somebody else in the future, even though it's too
Yeah.
late for them.
Yeah.
She's thinking about I can help.
How
other
can I
people.
help other? Yes.
Right. And obviously it's going to be within, some of that's going to be within the culture, which is nice to see. And the data. We're
Yeah.
always talking about we don't
Always
have
talk
enough
about
data. So having somebody in that field out there swinging a bat and doing the work is a great thing.
I love it. So yay. Good job. Good job. So, we want to thank our guest again, Kep, for coming on and his talking about his team, Elite Financial Team. Follow them on Instagram or come to the Pacific Feeds Festival on July 8th and 9th and go say hello to him. And there'll be a bunch of resources there, but check out Elite Financial Group and get educated on money, and it's free, people. There's no catch, there's no nothing, it's free.
Naki and her microphone and her camera will be there too, so come check her out.
Yes. So yeah, you'll see me around. I'll be there with our team. PBD will be there, but Pacific Feeds Festival, July 8th and 9th, you'll see us there, you'll see Kep there, you'll see all the amazing artists.
Big chunk of the PBD team is going to be there. So stop on by. We're going to be set up at some place, some point. There will be a big PBD tent.
Mm-hmm.
Come by and say hi.
Yes. And then tomorrow, our Pacifica in Focus will be doing a workshop at Camp Unity. So if you're at Camp Unity, your babies will be getting lots and lots of love from Mena and PD. So yay for Camp Unity. We love that you give us the space. So thank you. Again, check us out next week. We'll be back Thursday, 6 p.m. ish.
Hey, we'll get on today. Get on.
Come back. We're here every Thursday. Come back to FICA with us.
Love y'all.